Yeah, not too bad, although this game has certainly given us a lot more options and what have you. So we'll obviously get to Manchester and hopefully have a look at the pitch, but really go through what options we do have, and they are plenty. So a couple of headaches there, but they're nice headaches, of course. And the important thing is that we come up with a balanced team now to win this next Test match and bounce back after what happened in Leeds.
What are some of those options?
Well, of course, the area up the top is not so much concerning. It's been difficult for both teams up the top of the order, so once again, that's an area we'll be looking at. Mitchell Marsh has certainly given us a good option today. All players are in contention, I must say.
Steve Smith, any chance of getting back into the team?
I think we could probably squeeze him back in.
Yeah. So that means you do have to make a change up there, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's no doubt, whether it's up the top or in the middle or what have you. But once again, as I suggested, we'll sit down and go through the whys and what ifs. If we play this person, who's suited better to what particular area of our batting lineup, and then there's the bowling lineup as well. So everyone has certainly, as I suggested before, put forward a good case for inclusion in the next Test match.
Hard to ignore Marnus Labuschagne's case.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. He's been terrific with the opportunity he was given in Lords. An unfortunate opportunity, of course, but he's certainly made every post a winner and made the most of the opportunities he has been given. Adding that to the fact that he can bowl some handy leg spin as well, he's a prime contender, there's no doubt.
What did you make? Sorry. What was the thinking in batting Usman as an opener in this game, Trevor, as opposed to 3 where he would bat no Test?
Yeah, nothing in particular. I think it's just the way we wanted the side to look and to bat. The important thing in this game was to give the players, or as many players as possible, an opportunity to get some game time and some batting in the middle. There's no great pointer in Usman opening. We know he can open. He's done that before in Test matches. We know he's been a pretty good number 3 for us as well.
Mitchell's start. Old Trafford is expected to be the quickest pitch of the series. Does that count in his favour based on what you've seen here as well?
Yeah, once again, he's certainly given us a good option there. We'll have a look at the pitch, of course, and yes, we have heard that it is renowned as being possibly the quickest in the country at the moment, so that'll all be taken into account.
Have you been pleased by the work that he's done to evolve, I suppose, as a bowler in English conditions on this tour? Is sort of clearly at the top of his priority list?
Yeah, very much so, and right from the start of the tour, it was made very clear, what was expected of our bowlers and where we wanted them to bowl, and Mitchell has taken all that on board and's worked very, very hard to improve his game in that area. We all know he's an aggressor, so we can't expect him to change the way he bowls too much, but he's doing everything he possibly can to bowl in the right areas and the right channels.
It's significant, though, that obviously the bowling group you had at Headingley rolled England for 67 as well, as much as they didn't get that one last wicket on the last day. They did roll England for 67.
Yeah, very much so. Very, very good performance. There's no doubt about it, And then the same could be said for the first Test match at Edgbaston. So the bowling group have performed very, very well, and we're very comfortable with that. Plus, we're comfortable with the options we have in the sideline.
Now that you've had time to reflect on it, what do you make of what happened at Headingley?
I really don't want to think about it, to be honest. But no, everyone sat down the very next day and went over it, and everyone just has to move on from that. It was very unfortunate for us, of course. Those sort of things happen from time to time, and certainly had our chances, so we can't be blaming anybody except ourselves. We've just got to dust ourselves off now and come up in this next game.
You had a role in trying to sort of pick people up from what happened there. I mean, because presumably the lads must have been shattered.
Yeah, everybody's had a bit of a role there to play, there's no doubt about it. But the players all got together, as I suggested, the very next day. They went over that last period. Hopefully that put it to rest, and they're now back moving on, getting ready for Manchester.
Matthew Wade got that 100 in Edgbaston, but do you think he cemented his place there? There have been a couple of lower order collapses since, so is he certainty there?
Yeah, he played very well in that innings that he made 100. Unfortunately, things haven't probably quite gone his way since then, so that'll certainly be an area we'll be having a look at.
Probably a dumb question, Trevor, but do you pick a team for the 4th Test, or do you have to keep in mind the fact that you've got back-to-back tests at the back end of a series with 3 days break?
Yeah, they're close together, aren't they, the 4th and the 5th Test, so with our bowling unit in particular. That's what we've done throughout the Test series so far. We've tried to manage our bowlers, so we'll be certainly taking that into account.
How much of a change, I was going to say about the managing bowlers, how much of a change has that been in the sort of between your first stint as chairman and your second stint in terms of, you know, say you get to an end of a 5-test series and you're looking to have fresh, fast bowlers rather than just sort of trying to gently get them over the line?
Yeah, in the past we have generally used the same ones, but I think a lot of the game or test matches in the past were spaced out a little bit more. In this instance right now, we're very fortunate to have 5, 6 of our top fast bowlers all fit at the same time. We haven't had that for a long, long time, so it's quite a luxury actually.
Tim suggested you might be looking at using DRS, or he might be looking at using DRS differently. Has anything been decided about that?
No, not to my knowledge. They'll discuss that between themselves, along with the coach, of course, and that'll be up to the team and the team management to come up with better arrangements or keep the same arrangements in place.
When you look at the opening, I mean, how much is it just Usman versus Marcus, and how much is it looking at their partnership with David and sort of who's going to work best with David?
Yeah, well, of course we do try to look at that, but as I said before, it's been difficult up the top for both teams. The opening bowlers with that new ball and conditions that seem to have prevailed with that new ball, it's been very, very difficult for any player that's batted up the top 3. So we obviously are mindful of that. We're also mindful of the fact that the England bowlers have bowled very well to our guys, particularly our left-handers, so we'll be certainly looking at that as well.
Any doubt around Nathan Lyon after going down the other day?
No doubt at all. He unfortunately went over playing a bit of touch football, but no, he's fine. There's no problem with him whatsoever.
Do you see Marnus as a middle order option? He batted at 4 the other day. Do you see him as a possible 5 or at 3 where he's played most of his cricket for
Yeah, very, very hard for me to sort of say just where, but he's an option everywhere. As we've seen, he's a top order player. He can bat at 3, he can bat at 4, he can bat in the middle, and he can bowl handy leg spinners, so he's a good option for us.
Trevor, can I just ask? You've mainly gone with sort of 3 quicks and a spinner so far this series. Is that the sort of lineup you're looking to stick with, regardless of personnel in Manchester?
Yeah, without having discussed it with the captain, of course, the coach. That's the type of lineup we came over here to use. It may change.
And can I just ask you as well? I mean, in all the cricket you've seen, how good was that innings by Ben Stokes?
Well, it was an amazing innings, wasn't it? No one could have played an innings like that, I don't think. He won the game virtually single-handedly. There's no doubt what a wonderful player he is, and a great luxury for any team to have an all-rounder like that. You know, England in the past have had some very, very good all-rounders in both of them, then Flintoff and now Stokes. So very lucky to have somebody like that.